Alero was a woman of elegance and wealth, residing in one of the finest homes in the bustling city of Lagos. Her mansion, adorned with modern designs, luxurious furniture, and priceless artworks, stood as a testament to her fortune. But there was one peculiar thing that all her visitors noticed: the absence of curtains on her massive windows. Despite the glaring sun and the curious eyes of neighbors, Alero refused to put up curtains, even though her home would have looked more elegant with them. Whenever anyone asked, she would brush it off with a quick smile or change the subject. But beneath that smile lay a story, a chilling secret that she could not share. Years ago, when Alero had just moved into her grand home, everything seemed perfect. She had installed beautiful velvet curtains that flowed down from the high windows like waterfalls. They gave her a sense of comfort and privacy. Every night after a long day, she would turn off the lights, sink into her plush bed, and drift into sleep, her home completely dark and serene. But one fateful night, as Alero turned off the lights and started to close her eyes, she felt something, an eerie sensation as though someone was watching her. It was an unsettling feeling that sent chills down her spine. She sat up, her heart racing, and glanced at the windows. The curtains were drawn, but there, behind them, she saw something. Face. It wasn't just any face. It was pale and ghostly, with hollow eyes that seemed to stare right into her soul. Alero blinked, thinking it was a trick of her mind, but when she looked again, the face was still there, watching her from behind the curtains. Terrified, she switched on the lights. The face vanished. There was no one in the room. For nights after, the same thing happened. Every time she turned off the lights, the face appeared behind the curtains, always watching, always waiting. She tried everything, changing the curtains, rearranging the room, even blessing the house, but nothing worked. The face continued to appear, a silent observer in the dark. In desperation, Alero made a drastic decision. She removed all the curtains from her home. If there were no curtains, there would be nothing for the face to hide behind. From that day on, she kept her windows bare, the night sky visible from every corner of her home. The face never returned. But Alero's home, though beautiful, now had an unsettling air about it. Her staff whispered stories, and visitors left with uneasy feelings. No one understood why the elegant and mysterious Alero lived without the privacy of curtains, but she knew, behind those windows, something unnatural had once watched her, and she would never give it the chance to return. And so, the grand mansion of Lagos stood, its windows open to the world, hiding the ghost of a face that no one but Alero had ever seen. As time passed, the story of Alero's curtainless mansion became a source of whispered gossip in Lagos. People speculated about the real reason behind her decision. Some believed it was a mere eccentricity of the wealthy, a strange quirk of hers to maintain her privacy in an unconventional way. Others, however, began to believe the darker rumors. Alero had grown isolated over the years. Despite her lavish parties and the constant flow of people through her home, she rarely allowed anyone to stay overnight. If a guest stayed too late, she would politely but firmly ask them to leave before the night fully settled. Her once social demeanor became tinged with a quiet intensity, as though she was always alert, always watching the windows, even during the day. One night, after hosting a grand gala, a close friend of Alero's, Edeora, lingered behind. Edeora had known Alero for years and had noticed the gradual change in her friend's behavior. Sensing an opportunity to get to the bottom of Alero's secret, she stayed behind, insisting they share a glass of wine after the guests had left. "Alero, I've known you a long time, and I can tell something's not right," Edeora said as they sat in the dimly lit living room, the vast open windows casting eerie shadows across the floor. "You have to tell me why you refused to put up curtains. There are too many rumors. It's not like you to let people talk." Alero hesitated, swirling the wine in her glass. Her usually composed face showed a flicker of vulnerability. She glanced at the windows, then back at Edeora, as though weighing the decision to finally share her burden.